Welcome to a new episode of TTG Conversations 5 Questions video series. I'm Karen Yu, Group Editor of TTG Asia Media. In this episode, we will look into an interesting development in family travel. And taking us through this topic is Ben George, Senior Vice President and Commercial Director for Asia Pacific at Hilton. Hello, Ben, and good to see you again.
Good morning, Karen. How are you?
Very good. Now we've got a good discussion here, something that is close to many of our audience's hearts. I've got 5 questions for you, and this is the first now. Family travel and multi-generation group travel are not exactly new segments to our industry, but Hilton's recent trends report has highlighted an interesting observation, and that is the rise of skip gen travel. Can you highlight some interesting findings about skip gen travel and that demonstrate the segment's value to the travel and tourism industry?
Yeah, certainly. So broadly across Hilton, we continue to see a huge appetite for travel. And as the fastest growing hospitality company in Asia Pacific, with 14 of our 26 brands deployed, we do now see that leisure makes up more than half of our business across the region. And this number is growing every single year. One of the things we've seen over the last few years coming out of the pandemic is customers seeking out more and more experiences rather than what we probably call now passive tourism. And one of the things that you'd expect us to do, and we do, is just constantly talk to customers, understanding how their desires, their wants are changing, and just ensuring that we're best placed to respond to them, whatever their stay occasion may be. In recent years, we saw this trend called what we're calling multi-generational travel really appear. And what we now know is across Asia Pacific, about 50% of families take holidays with 3 or more generations of their family. And that's even higher in China and India, where it's about 78 and 65% respectively. But most recently, as you correctly say, we've seen this evolve a little bit into what we're now calling skip gen travel, where grandparents are holidaying and spending time with grandchildren. And the research that we did before our latest trends report came out says 60% of families across Asia Pacific say that they either have already or are planning a skip generational holiday this year. And now, of course, one of the big things for us and one of the things we focus on a lot is innovation, how we make the stay easier, is when customers book with Hilton, which is really relevant for this sector, they're able to confirm at the point of booking, confirm connecting rooms, whereas before you used to request it, but only find out at the point when you check in whether you've got one or not. Customers can now book at the point of booking the confirmed connecting room, which really relieves a pain point and hopefully takes a stressor away.
Right, that's right. Right. I know that there are studies pointing to increasing longevity as well as the quality of life in global population. Is that one of the key factors behind the growing community of traveling grandparents who are taking their grandkids along for the ride? And what other factors do you think are feeding this skip gen travel goal?
Yeah, I do definitely think that's key to this. There's no doubt people are leaving longer and healthier lives, and this is fueling the skip gen travel. When we were doing the research for this, we found that the prediction is 25% of Asia Pacific population will be over 60 by 2050. So the demographic is just growing and growing. And as a result of that, more and more grandparents, I think, are choosing experiential travel to really invest their time and take grandchildren away with them. It's a way of staying connected with loved ones, which is probably even more prevalent in Asia Pacific than maybe in the West, just as the family ties are just even tighter. When you get into talking to customers, what we're seeing is about 89% of customers believe that skip gen travel really does improve health and well-being for older generations, and 50% say that it's really a great opportunity to experience something is a key driver. And we really believe that, with Hilton, we're best placed to be there wherever the customer is needing, whether it is being urban escape in the heart of a city or a luxury resort off a beaten track.
what business opportunities does Skip Gen Travel bring to the travel and tourism industry? And are these opportunities any different from regular family travel?
Yeah, I mean, there are some key differences. So, um, despite, I mean, I said at the beginning that leisure travel across Asia Pacific is incredibly strong, probably the strongest it's ever been. But despite that, skip gen travel is still a really important new demographic coming through and incredibly valuable. There are some key differences between skip gen travel and traditional travel, insofar as skip gen travel is basically the travelers on skip gen travel is much more flexible. So what we generally see, and we've always seen, is leisure travel will spike at certain points of the year, such as around festive seasons or school holidays and things like that. What we see with skip gen travel is it's just much more flexible. They can travel whenever they want. And so, from a hotel industry perspective, that's incredibly valuable because you've got this demographic of traveler being able to book and stay with hotels maybe off season.
Mm,
So it's a great filler for hotels, highly valuable. But also what we're seeing is, and it's really over the last 5 years, as just the growth of middle class, which is probably bigger in Asia Pacific than we see elsewhere in the world, more and more people are retiring earlier. They've got more disposable income, which leads to this segment actually being a very valuable in their own right because they are actually seeking premium accommodations and are willing to spend more on experiential part of the travel too.
mhm. Now, Ben, you mentioned earlier that Hilton's booking engine allows customers to confirm connecting rooms right away. Other examples are there to show that Hilton is catering to traveling grandparents and grandchildren?
I mean, thanks for mentioning it, but it's really been core to our history. We've been in this business for about 106 years now. And innovation has always been core to what Hilton do. I mean, simply put, when we talk about innovation, we put it as how do we remove pain points? How do we take stress away from customers? And the best way that comes about, and the segment which we really focus very hard on is our loyalty program, Hilton Honors. So we have about 243 million members in our Hilton Honors program. And we really spend a lot of time thinking about what can we do to make their lives easier, such as you talked about earlier, the confirmed connecting room, or with through our Hilton Honors app, we allow customers or members to not only dream and book, but also then check in prior to arrival, and also where we can use their phone as their digital key, so they don't have to worry about queuing up at front desk for check in or check out. So again, just removing stresses. But from this segment's perspective, what we've been thinking about is about what can we do to really help with the experiences. So with Hilton Honors, you can obviously earn points. That's the key part of this is when customers stay with us, they earn points. And whilst for customers have always been able to use those points to then buy free stays, what we've been really thinking of over the last few years is, well, how can we build on that? How can we then enable customers to use points to maybe redeem experiences? So one of the things, or a few of the things we've done recently with hotels across Asia Pacific is we create what we call money can't buy experiences, or just experiences which sit on the experience platform on a Hilton Honors, such as a Californian Italian masterclass with celebrity chef Nancy Silverton at the Hilton Singapore Orchard, or a Chinese cooking class with Jeremy Lung at the Conrad Maldives, or maybe washi paper making at Roku Kyoto. So that's just a small example of the different choices that customers can make when they stay with us, just so that they can immerse themselves, in the local community, and actually really do something with the grandchildren as well.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And activities are the ones that really build memories during travel. Yeah, Ben.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, let's close this conversation with another observation from a study that I really enjoy very much, and that is, consumers in Asia Pacific are choosing to gift travel to loved ones, and I see there's some kind of a link there to multi-gen skip-gen travel as well, because I can imagine grandparents gifting travel to grandkids who are not able to make it for the trip, right? So tell us more about this. How does a travel gift look, and how is Hilton maximizing this trend to present a holistic destination experience to the gift recipient?
So, I mean, 100% right. Experiences are just getting broader and broader, and it's something we're hearing more and more that consumers are wanting experiential travel and yeah, to really get into the local environment and really experience, gain experiences rather than just maybe doing traditional sightseeing. So what we've seen when we were getting ready for the trend report this year is 86% of travelers now say they value experiences more than material gift. And so, as you correctly say, what we're seeing is the older generations are looking at how they can pass this on, how can they gift experiences. So one of the things that Hilton Honors members are able to do through the Hilton Honors program is gift points.
Mm,
So whether it's the parents or the grandparents, they will be earning points whenever they stay at a Hilton. And what we've now enabled for members is they can then take those points and gift those points to other family members. And what we've seen recently when we're getting ready for the survey is 60% of families say that they're going to be gifting travel experiences this year. So, as I talked about earlier, Hilton Honors members can now gift their honors points to other people, other members, and other family members, so the loved ones can then use their points to either buy hotel stays or experiences, whether it be the colouring masterclasses I talked to earlier,
mhm,
or maybe the music events. Their favourite artist is coming into their hometown, and they can use those points to bid to get a ticket to go to the music events, or maybe marquee sporting events like the Ryder Cup or the Solheim Cup or any one of the 24 Formula One Grand Prix that we activate with our partners McLaren Formula One team.
mhm, mhm, mhm. All these are wonderful ideas now. Thank you so much for this conversation, Ben. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you, Karen.
Well, past and future episodes of TTG Conversations, 5 questions can be found on the TTG YouTube channel. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.